Good afternoon, children. Welcome to AIMS India online classes. Biology, nutrition in plants. So far, we have studied about the autotrophic nutrition and some types of heterotrophic nutrition in plants. The autotrophs prepare their own food through a process called photosynthesis. Autotrophs are called the producers of food. Okay, and the plants, interestingly, also undergo heterotrophic nutrition. The heterotrophic nutrition in plants can be divided into several types: saprophytic, parasitic, symbiotic, and insectivorous. So we studied about the parasitic nutrition in plants in the last class. So today's class we will discuss more about the symbiotic nutrition and insectivorous plants. Okay, let us proceed. Insectivorous plants, the name itself is indicating insectivorous, means the plants which feed on insects. Some plants eat insects, so such plants are called insectivorous plants. They trap and digest the insects. Pitcher plant, one example, pitcher plant is the example of an insectivorous plant. In this plant, the leaf is modified to form a pitcher-like structure, a sac-like structure. The bright color of the pitcher makes it very attractive to insects. The pitcher is very attractive. So this plant is also called Nepenthes. As we discussed, every organism has its own scientific name and common name. So scientific name is universal, but the common name from place to place will change. Okay. Inside the pitcher there are several hair-like structures. These hair-like structures direct and trap the insects downwards. When an insect sits on the pitcher of the plant, the lid-like structure closes and the insect get trapped inside the pitcher. Then the insect get digested inside the pitcher by releasing the digestive juices. So this is the pitcher plant. So this structure, bright colored structure, balloon like structure, it is a pitcher, and this is the lid. Inside the pitcher, digestive juices are present. Some hair like structures are present here. Whenever the insect sit, or due to some juices which are present inside, it will attract the insects. When the insects enter into this, immediately the lid will close. Then it will feed on the insect. So this plant is also called a Nepenthes, pitcher plant or Nepenthes. It is an insectivorous plant. So first of all, we have to understand why these plants, though they undergo autotrophic nutrition, because green leaves are present, they undergo autotrophic nutrition, but they are carnivorous plants. Carnivorous. Okay. And especially they are feeding on insects, so they are called insectivorous plants. In order to fulfill their nitrogen requirement or protein requirement, they feed on the insects. It is an adaptation. It is an adaptation. Okay. So because plant not only need the carbohydrates, it also need proteins. So that protein requirement, especially these insectivorous plants grow in nitrogen deficient soils. Nitrogen deficient soils. That's the reason why they adopt this method of feeding on insects. Next, the cause of eating of insects by plants. The soil of marshy land is deficient in nitrogen. Lack of nitrogen in the marshy soils. Plants living in marshy areas do not get nitrogen from the soil. So their nitrogen need is fulfilled by sucking the juices of insects. For example of the insectivorous plants: Venus flytrap, Utricularia, Drosera, and Rafflesia, a parasite, also are the other examples of insectivorous plants. So this is the Venus flytrap. So our Venus flower, this is like it is also a trap is present here. The hair like structures, the basket like it will be. So whenever the insect enter inside, the bright colors will attract the insects, so they close, the lid will be closed. So this kind of the plants are called as insectivorous plants. So it is a kind of heterotrophic nutrition, part time. Okay. Once again, these plants will synthesize their food materials by autotrophic nutrition, but to fulfill the nitrogen requirement they feed on insects. What are the examples? Pitcher plant or Nepenthes, Venus flytrap, Utricularia, Drosera, okay, and another Dionia, means some common names and the scientific names are present. Okay, right. Next, saprophytic plants or saprotrophs. What are saprotrophs? Saprotrophs are also non-green plants. Example: agaricus or mushrooms, fungi, it is a fungi, and yeast and bacteria come under saprotrophic nutrition. The saprotrophs get their food from dead or decaying organic matters. They grow on decaying organic matters such as cow dung, wood, bread, etc. Okay, what are saprotrophs means? They are non-green plants. Example: fungi. In the fungi, like mushrooms, yeast, and bacteria. Bacteria is another organism, unicellular. So these saprotrophs get their food from decomposing or by decomposing the dead organisms. These organisms, saprotrophs, release certain chemical substances into the organic matter, so that they convert the complex substances into simpler, and they absorb through special structures. Here example: a mushroom, it is an agaricus. Simply, in commonly we call it as a mushroom. These mushrooms are some are edible and some are poisonous also there. So they release certain digestive enzymes into this organic matter. This is a dung, organic matter, and they absorb the nutrients from that organic matter. This is a non-green plant. There is no photosynthesis. This type of nutrition is called as saprophytic nutrition. So do you know, children, the fungi are the main decomposers of wood, and this is of great importance because without fungal decay our forest would become huge wood piles. Okay, so they are the helpers. The fungi and bacteria, they are called the scavengers on the earth. Scavengers, what is the meaning? They will clean. If nobody removes also, they do their duty. If a dead body is there, the dead body is not buried, though certain bacteria and fungi will decompose that dead body of some birds and animals which die naturally in the forest. Okay, or the leaves and the parts of the plant which fell down, they are decomposed, and very rich organic matter, that is called humus, is formed by the action of bacteria and the fungi which are present in the soil. Okay, so here this is also a mushroom which is growing on the wood. Okay, so these how they absorb means, first they release some chemical substances or some hydrolytic enzymes which decompose or which degrade that organic matter, then they absorb. Okay, next, the saprotrophs secrete digestive juices over the decaying materials and absorb nutrients from them. This is called saprotrophic mode of nutrition. Saprotrophic mode of nutrition. Such plants are called saprotrophs or saprophytic plants. For example, Neotia. Neotia. It is also called, common name is bird's nest plant. This is the scientific name. The common name is bird's nest plant. And Monotropa. Monotropa, it is commonly called Indian pipe. These are flowering plants whose roots constitute a mycorrhizal association. Mycorrhizal association with fungal hyphae, which help in absorption. So it is a symbiotic association, we can say. Neotia and Monotropa, these are the two flowering plants. The roots of these plants contain mycorrhiza, a type of fungi, their fungal hyphae, which help them in absorption of nutrients. So that's why they are come under saprophytic plants. Saprophytic plants. This is Neonita or Neotia. It is a bird's nest plant because the plant appears to be like a bird's nest. Next, this is Neotia. Okay, its root is associated with the mycorrhiza in absorption of nutrients. Next, another one that is Monotropa, or it is also called Indian pipe. Monotropa, it is also called Indian pipe. So this is also, the roots are associated with the mycorrhizal fungal hyphae. So they absorb the, actually the meaning of saprotrophic or saprophytic is observing the liquid food materials. Okay, so with the help of that mycorrhizal, the fungal hyphae, they absorb the nutrients from the soil or where they grow. Okay, next, lichens. Symbiosis or mutualism. Symbiosis or mutualism. So what is symbiosis? It is another type of heterotrophic nutrition. It is the combination of two Greek words. One is sim, means with, and biosis means living, which means living together, symbiotic association. Sim means with, biosis means living. The meaning of symbiosis is living together, sharing each other. Okay. In symbiosis, or it is also called mutualism, mutual sharing will be there, so that's why it is called mutualism. In symbiosis or mutualism, two different types of organisms live and work together for their mutual benefit from each other. They work together to benefit each other. They share shelter and nutrients, sometimes protection also. They share shelter and nutrients. For example, lichens or lichens. Lichens are composite organisms, means two different organisms live together. They composed of the fungus and alga. The mutual association between the fungus and algae, there are two different group of organisms. Here the fungus is a saprophyte, and alga is a autotroph. Here saprophytic and autotrophic nutrition mixed here. So fungus is a saprophyte and alga is a autotroph. What fungus will do? Fungus supply water and minerals to the cells of the alga, whereas the alga provide food and shelter to the fungi, while the alga supplies food which is prepared by photosynthesis, because alga are green in color containing chlorophyll. So the alga supplies food. For the preparation of that food material, water is required, minerals are required, so that is supplied by the fungus. And after the completion of photosynthesis, that sugar or starch is again absorbed by the fungus, so they live together. Actually these lichens or lichens are present in near the seashores. There is a threat of different enemies for these organisms. So fungus will provide protection. When the fungus grow on certain substance, it becomes somewhat poisonous. So some aquatic turtles or some birds may not eat these lichens because of the presence of this fungus on it. Okay. In this way, the algae is providing food and the fungus gets protection. The fungus is giving protection to that algae. So such kind of association is called as symbiotic association, and the organisms are called symbionts. Nutrition is called symbiosis or mutualism, and these two organisms which are involving in symbiosis or mutualism, they are called symbionts. Let us see more about this symbiosis mutualism. A lichens belongs to plant group. It is a plant in which alga and fungi live in a symbiotic association. Lichen is equal to alga plus fungi. Okay, that is the equation. See here, this is one type of lichen and this is one type of lichen which is growing on the stones and crevices of the seashore, means the large stones having some gaps in between, so that due to water currents there the rocks will get weathered, so those places these lichens grow. Okay. So these are they also reproduce by spores only. So this is a lichen. A bird sitting on the back of a rhino. Another example. This is a bird sitting on rhinoceros. Is an example of symbiosis. The bird gets warm to eat. The bird gets some worms to eat, while the rhino gets rid of those worms. Actually, some parasites which grow on the rhinoceros, some worms are there. They suck the blood from the rhino. So these birds will eat those worms. So indirectly, the rhino is getting benefit from the bird. So rhino allows that bird to sit on its back. Okay. So here this kind of association is called as symbiosis. Not only this, even you can consider another example, that is rhizobium bacteria and groundnut plant. The groundnut plant, actually plants require nitrogen for their growth. Though the 70% and above nitrogen is present in the atmosphere, that is not useful for the plant. So they take help from the microorganisms present in the soil. The rhizobium bacteria is one free living bacteria present in the soil. It converts that atmospheric nitrogen, elemental form of nitrogen, into the molecular form of nitrogen in the form of nitrites or in the form of ammonia or nitrates, so which is absorbed by the plants. Okay. So plant provides shelter to the bacteria and nutrients to the bacteria, and the bacteria provide the nitrogen, important nutrient for the synthesis of proteins in the plant. So such kind of association is called as mutualism or symbiosis. Okay. Here what are the examples we have studied? One is lichen, another one is rhino and bird, another one is groundnut plant. Not only that, even in our body also there are so many bacteria are there. For example, Escherichia coli is one bacteria which synthesize certain vitamins. Okay, vitamin K, vitamin B12. So they are synthesized in our intestine by the bacteria. That's why you are not suggested to take more antibiotics which kill that useful bacteria in the intestine, which may lead to some digestive problems also. Okay. Another example for symbiosis, you can take digestion, nutrition in the ruminants. Ruminants means like cow. There are certain flagellated protozoans and some bacteria which are present in the intestine or the stomach of those animals. They synthesize an enzyme called cellulase, which digests the cellulose, because of which the animals are very stout. Okay. So there are so many examples are there. You have to recall, you have to study and make a note. Algal thallus and fungal thallus combine to form the lichens. Okay, these are the lichens. So let us proceed. So this is today's topic about the symbiosis and the insectivorous plants. So let us test our results. So children, while answering these questions, you please, if time allows you, you make a note, write these questions in the form of fill in the blank, so that some concepts you can easily revise. Okay. Which of the following is a insectivore? Rafflesia, Nepenthes, Mistletoe, Mucor. See, here different options are given. You have to select the option which is a insectivore. What is your answer? Yes, Nepenthes. Remaining Rafflesia is a root parasite. Mistletoe is a stem parasite. Mucor is a fungi. It is a saprophyte. Okay, children. So like that you have to analyze. So an insectivore example, Nepenthes. Like that you can write. Next question. Which of the following is a insectivore? Lichen, Cuscuta, pitcher plant, Rhizobium. Once again, pitcher plant. So here different examples are given. Lichen is a symbiont. Symbiosis it will undergo. Combination of algae and fungi. Cuscuta is a complete stem parasite. Rhizobium is a symbiont. Okay. Next. Which of the following class of organisms belong to saprotrophs? Which of the following organisms belong to class saprotrophs? Fungi, algae, lichens, bryophytes. Which is the correct answer? Fungi. Okay. So why they are called saprotrophs? Because they decay and decompose the dead organisms and absorb the nutrients. So such organisms are called saprotrophs. Algae is autotroph. Lichens, it is symbionts. Bryophytes, again autotroph. Okay. Next, what role does the insect play in the insectivorous plants? Okay, insectivorous plant and insect. What is the role of the insect? The fertilization process, provides nutrients to the plant, dispersal of seeds, provides carbon dioxide to the plant. What is the role of insect in the insectivorous plants? They help in the pollination process, or they help in the dispersal of the seeds? No. Okay, what is the correct answer here? Option B. They provide the nutrients to the plant. Which nutrient mainly? Nitrogen. Where the nitrogen is present in the insect? Proteins are the nutrients which is made up of nitrogen. So the sap present in the insects absorbed by the plant, they digest that insect and absorb the nutrient. So the proteins containing nitrogen is useful for the plant for synthesizing again proteins. Okay. Next question. Which of the following types of nutrition is exhibited by the figure given below? Autotrophic, parasitic, saprotrophic. Here the one image is given. What is that? This is a bread on which this organism is growing. Okay. This is a mold, bread mold. Generally in rainy season and winter season, when the food material is not stored properly, on the pickles as well as the bread and on chapatis also, a layer of this fungi will grow. Okay. This type of nutrition is called, which type of nutrition? saprotrophic nutrition. Saprotrophic nutrition. Example, mucor, bread mold. Okay. Next. Which of the following words can complete the given table? So here the table is given, organisms and mode of nutrition. So you have to complete these words which are empty. What is P and what is Q and what is R? Okay. Here Cuscuta, example what? Means what is the mode of nutrition here? Here mode of nutrition is given, and Q and R, what are the organisms examples? Okay. Here P, as we know that Cuscuta is a parasite. So here P parasite in the option A is there, and option C also, P representing parasitic nutrition. Next, Q. What are the options given for Q? Mosquito, mushroom, Nepenthes. Out of which is an insectivore? Yes, Nepenthes. Okay. Next, option R, saprophytic nutrition. What are the options given here? R representing alga, yeast, mold. These three: alga, yeast, and mold. Saprophytic nutrition. So mold. Okay. So here what is the right option? Cuscuta, parasitic nutrition, an insectivore, Nepenthes, and a saprophyte, mushroom, that is mold. Okay. So option C is correct. So these kind of questions also appear in the competitive exams, which will consume some time. Okay. So immediately you have to, if match the following is given, means you have to match by drawing the lines with pencil. Okay. Then you can select the right option. Don't guess. Okay. You have to use your knowledge. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is the characteristic feature of organisms exhibiting symbiosis? Organisms feed on dead and decaying organic matter. Organisms trap and feeds on insects. Two organisms live together and get benefited each other. One organism grows as parasite on the body of other. What is the right answer? So symbiosis, symbiotic association means the two different organisms associate with each other, gets benefit with each other, are mutually benefited. Such a type of nutrition is called symbiosis. So what is the correct option here? C. Two organisms live together and get benefited from each other. Okay, children. Next. Question number 8. What is the function of root nodules in leguminous plants? Store food, provide extra strength, perform photosynthesis, give shelter to bacteria. So here you see a groundnut plant, and this is a nitrogen fixing bacteria living in the root nodules. This is a root nodule. When it is observed under microscope, you will find rhizobium bacteria. Rhizome, this red color spots representing Rhizobium bacteria in the nodules. So here the question is, what is the function of this nodule in leguminous plants? Okay, the main function is they give the shelter to bacteria, okay, so that bacteria can safely present in that nodules, and the bacteria provides nitrogen to the plant, and the plant provides shelter and some nutrients to the plants, to the bacteria. Here what happens means, in the symbiotic association, if the conditions are not favorable, they cannot survive. Both definitely they require the association. That's why they are undividable. They are good friends, symbionts. They benefit each other. Okay. Next question. In Nepenthes plant, leaves are modified into which of the following structures? In Nepenthes plants, the leaves are modified into which of the following structures? Leaf tendrils for mechanical support, spines to reduce the loss of water, pitchers to trap the insects, fleshy leaves to store the food and water. Okay, leaf tendrils actually they are present in the weak stemmed plants, twiners they are called. They take the support and they will climbers. Okay, spines to reduce the loss of water. In which plants they are present? They are present in the desert plants. Leaves are reduced to spines to reduce the loss of water. Next, pitcher to trap the insects. Yes, this is the correct option. Nepenthes plant is also called pitcher plant to trap the insects. And the fleshy leaves to store the food and water. This is also present in the desert plants. See here, this is the structure called pitcher, which trap the insects, and the lid like structure will close immediately when insect enters into the pitcher, where the digestive juices are present which digest the insect, and the proteins present in that insects absorbed by the plant. So to fulfill nitrogen requirement, this is an adaptation in the insectivorous plants. So here the correct answer is C, pitchers to trap the insects. Next, which of the following is an insectivorous plant? Sundew, lichen, fern, mold. So lichen, fern and mold, they are different group. So here the answer is A, sundew plant. Okay. Next, dash is a fungus which obtains nutrition through saprophytic nutrition. Dodder, mildew, pitcher, Venus flytrap. Okay, pitcher, Venus flytrap, they are insectivorous plants. So here the question is fungus which obtain nutrition by saprophytic nutrition. Okay, what is the correct answer? Mildew. Okay, dodder is a parasitic plant. So fungi, there are largest group of plants. They are often called as rusts, smuts, mildews, molds, mushrooms. Okay, they are called with different names. Different groups are, they are different, they are classified into different types. Okay, mildew is one of the plant fungal plant which absorb the nutrients by saprophytic nutrition. Next question. Mutually beneficial relationship between cyanobacteria and a fungus is known as cyanobacteria and fungus. So, probiotic, symbiosis, photosynthetic, biogenesis. So, here mutually beneficial is given in the question. Mutually beneficial relationship. So, immediately what is that answer? Symbiosis. Okay, children. So, everyday concept we have divided the total lesson into 5 parts. So, daily some part of the lesson and the concept related questions we are giving. So, if textbook is present, if the textbook is there, you can go through or read the textbook. It is more beneficial. Okay. If textbook is not available, you repeatedly watch these videos. Okay. Next question. Here also one match the following type question is given. So, this is the match the following type question. Column A and column B are given. Column A, sundew plant, dodder, mushroom, mimosa. Mimosa is a land plant. Okay. So, here first whenever you are attempting these type of questions, first known ones you have to match. Okay, sundew plant. Sundew plant is a first mimosa is a new one. Mimosa means it is a plant which is a green plant, mesophyte which live on land. So, it is a autotroph. It is a autotroph. Mimosa is a autotroph. So, start matching like this. Okay, are you trying? Yes. Then what is a sundew plant? Sundew plant is a insectivore. Okay, dodder plant is a parasite. Okay, and mushroom is a saprophyte. Okay, children. Now one is C. So, one is C present in A option and C option. Then 2 is D. The first option it is there, and third option also 2 is D is given. The next third option mushroom is A. So, in the option A, third option B is given, but in the C option third option is A is given. Okay. Then the fourth option is autotroph B. Fourth option is autotroph B. So, here the correct answer is C. Okay, these type of questions you have to match with the pencil and then you have to select the right option. Okay, children, I hope you understood the today's topic and you enjoyed the doing exercise or you enjoy this quiz. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon to receive the latest updates.